Hi, it's Patrice here. A sleepy Patrice. I'm oh, okay. I was like, what was that noise? This is my son's running around. Um, this is my third time trying to do this video. I'm sleepy and I'm like, oh my God. A lot of things have happened. I'm doing a video, buddy. I love, like, the boys are so loving and like kissy and huggy and all of that nice stuff is wonderful. So I have been getting a lot of surprises. So at the beginning of the year, my one of my sisters told me that she felt that this was going to be, oh, I know what she said, because I said this in a couple other videos, but I didn't say it like in this way. She said she saw hands reaching out to me, a lot of hands reaching out to me. And she was like, and they were reaching out to me to give to me. And she was like, you're going to have to get accustomed and comfortable with receiving, and that this year you're going to really begin to see how very loved you are and seen and understood, and that just because your mother doesn't seem capable of these things doesn't mean other people aren't, because other people do see you and they do really and truly love you unconditionally, all that. And it's been happening left and right. I can't tell you how many times I've heard these stories in church, for instance, about how somebody will like give somebody a check and like, God told me to sow this into your life, and that kind of thing. That has been happening. I can think of right off 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6. I can think of right off the top of my head. Six times this has happened where people are like, you know what? I really feel like God is wanting me to give this to you. And I'm like, what? Like, and of course, it's uncomfortable and, and all that. But and it's sad too, because I'm like, my goodness, like, why is this so difficult? Like, I know on some level, I know that I work my tail off. Okay. Like, seriously, like for anybody and for anything. And I really put my best foot forward with things. Hey, don't play with that, honey. Put that back. Okay. It's not a toy. What? Yeah. Put it back up there. It's your dad's. So, I know on one hand, I know my worth on some level. It's so interesting how all this works, because on some level, I know my worth, and I would like, really like be like, excuse me, to tell anybody who thought, oh, she don't need all that, or she don't deserve, I would let you know right quick. Oh, yes, I do. And more, and it's not a haughty, prideful thing at all. It's just what is, and, baby, put that back. They're gonna come back with some food for you, okay? So put that back. You're gonna get some food soon. So this year, huh? Okay, baby. So come here, just say hi, because you're like totally interrupting mommy's video. Hi. So this is my Jonna. We call him Jonna. His name is Jonathan. Go watch your video, baby. Go watch it with your brother, okay? Oh, he ate yours. I'm sure he did. So, but you'll get some more food soon. So, this year, 2020 we got married in 2000. So I try to remember that, and I'm like, okay, whatever year it is, that's how many years we've been married. The time beyond that is confusing at times. But anyway, so this year, July 21st was our 20th anniversary. And my husband loves to surprise me and do like big things. And sometimes I ruin it. I ruined a trip to Paris for our 10th anniversary. we did not go because I booked myself to attend a birth that in the end I wasn't even called to do. She paid me, so that was just free money, but out of Paris would have been better. So anyway, I've learned my lesson since then. And 'cause thankfully wisdom comes, well, not for all, but anyway. So this year my husband's like, okay, block off from our anniversary on through to like the beginning of August. Block it off. Okay. Don't tell me you got this to do, that to do. You're doing nothing, with anybody else during that time. And I'm like, okay. So when he did this before, just before we got on the plane, I learned we were going to Hawaii, and it was a wonderful, amazing trip. So this time, before my husband was gone a lot. My father-in-law, I was about to say my grandfather. My father-in-law was having some health issues. My husband went back and forth to Baltimore to help him, and one of the times he came home, the last time he came home from Baltimore, he walked in the door, and not too long after, my cousin Tammy and her 4 daughters walked home, and I was just like, oh, like, and he looks at me and he says to me, this is a part of your anniversary gift. I wanted to make you happy. And at first I looked at him and I was like, huh? Like, cause your anniversary is you and your spouse, but Tammy does make me happy. She's my baby. Like, she's like 4 years younger than me, but I can't even explain like what she means to me. And for him to bring her home in an effort to make me happy, my God, like, bingo, like, you did it, spot on, right? And so we had an amazing time together doing like everything and nothing, cooking all kinds of food. We skated, and like we just had a ball. And she was like, I needed this. And I told her, I said, do you know, you're a part of my anniversary gift? And she was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, he said he wanted to make me happy, so he brought you home, and it was just like, gosh. And she was like, she calls me Patty and Patinkins and a bunch of other stuff. And she's like, Patty, there's more. And I was like, girl, if he ain't do nothing else, this was like perfect, And so, but in true Jermaine fashion, he, that wasn't it. So he took her back home. They stayed for like 3 days or so, and we had a good time. My 5 children and Tammy's 4 children, and like it was just like 10 of us, and we had such a good time together every time we're together. And it was just because our children all get along very well too. It's amazing because it's nice when you can have you have a close relationship with somebody, and then your kids all get along just as well. That's like amazing, And so, and we have that. So that was wonderful. And then my husband told me, we were gonna go and fly. He's like, only pack underwear and and don't even pack clothes, because I want to just buy you clothes. And I was like, okay. And I don't really like shopping, but that man knows his woman's body, okay? He went to the store. We went to the store yesterday. He's like, I want to buy a dress. I don't need a dress. I don't like. He already bought me other stuff to wear. He's like, I want to buy a dress. And he goes to the rack and he picks up a dress and puts it like up against me and everything. And I'm like, I don't know if this is going to fit. He was like, what size do you wear? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, we're going to get it, and it fit perfectly. And he's, oh my God. So I'm realizing that some of the attributes, the negative ones that my mother has, I have projected them onto him, especially when he makes a mistake, like all of us do. And I'm realizing now, like, that doesn't mean that he's anything like my mother, because in fact, he's not. When he, if I make him angry, he does not stonewall me. He doesn't ignore me for days, weeks, months. He doesn't like, and in fact, like, I can make him mad and a moment later, one time, he came home. He called me. It was midnight. I'm switching all over the place. He called me at midnight. He was on his way home from New York. And he's like, I'm so tired. I just need you to talk to me and everything. So I'm talking to him, and I was tired too. But we're talking. And just before I thought that he was in the house, I thought I saw a daughter go and unlock the front door for him because he didn't have his key to get in the house. They did not have the key. No, they did not go. No one went to open the door for him. And long story short, I hung up the phone and fell asleep. He's standing outside the house almost 1 a.m. knocking and trying to like call different ones of us. Nobody's answering any phones. And then finally one daughter answered the phone and went and opened the door. And he was like, Treese, like, that's not cool. Like you left me outside. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And he was, he was upset, and rightfully so, And then it seemed like 2 minutes later, if that, he looked at me. Hold on, baby. He looked at me at one point. Jonna, hold on. Go in the other room for a bit, babe. He looked at me and he just like smiled at me, the most genuine smile. And I was like, "You not mad at me?" And he was like, "No, not no more." And I'm just looking at him strange because I'm accustomed to, you get mad at me, you're done with me. It's over. Like, and it's weird because I've been with this man, I don't know, 25 years or something, 24, 25 years. But anyway, so it's interesting how, it's like you don't get it yet. He's not her, But anyway, so we go to get on the plane to come here, and we're in. He brings me to Las Vegas because you can't really do much traveling right now, and so I'm gonna show you the view. I love like how you can see the mountains in the back there, but this is part of the view, or part of the room anyway. So it's just nice, and like it's amazing to see so much like nothing, like I love to see untouched land, and I didn't expect to see so much of it, and it's just the expanse of just the desert. I never really thought of the desert as beautiful, but oh my God, so beautiful. We've gone to like outlets and everything, and he and I went to where did we go? We went to San Diego. I called one of my friends from high school, and it was interesting because my friend was like, I said, hey, we're in Vegas, and I know you travel a lot to California, so should I go to LA or should I go to San Diego? And he said do LA, because then you could go to the Walk of Fame and go to the pier, and I was like, okay, and then I like messaged him back again, and I was like, hey, I was like, so Jermaine said that we're gonna go to San Diego instead because he wants to take me to LA in October. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. He said, yeah, San Diego is beautiful. And so we go to San Diego, and Jermaine is all like fawning over San Diego because he absolutely loves San Diego. He's been all out here before, and because air traffic controllers go all over the place all the time, so working in different states and all that. So there's very few states that Jermaine hasn't been to. So we go to San Diego and had a beautiful time, and he's like, see, isn't it nice out here? Don't you want to move here? He wants to move to San Diego. And so he's like, you feel how the weather is? It's just perfect. It's not too hot. It's not cold. And so we have a lovely time there. And on our way back to Nevada, we stayed there one night. On our way back to Nevada, so we left on Friday. We went Saturday to San Diego, spent the night there, and to come back Sunday, because he said we're going to fly back home on Monday. And I was like, okay, perfect. And so we're coming back from San Diego, and we went to an outlet, and he bought me some sneakers because he wanted to do that. So we're there, and he asked me about the size one of my daughters wear, her shoe size. And so I'm telling him, and I said, you know what? Let me just call her and check and make sure. That's where he messed up, because I called her and I couldn't get her. And so I started calling the other daughters, and my mind is absolutely ridiculous. And I see things and I make up stuff and all kinds of just crazy things. And my imagination is absolutely like intact. And so I'm not able to get to my girls. We're doing like a maybe 4 to 5 hour drive. I don't remember. And I couldn't get any one of them. And so we get here, and I'm telling him on the way, and I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, Jermaine, you don't understand. He's like, oh, Treese, they're good girls. I'm sure they're okay. Like, cause all of my children were together at home. And he's like, they're okay, they're fine. And I'm like, no. And I was like, you don't understand how my mind goes. And I was like, I'm like imagining them like all like being trafficked, and just like, and I'm freaking out, and he's laughing at me and everything. So we get here to the hotel room, and he's like, I'm gonna go for an hour and I'll be back. And I was like, okay. And so he goes, and I was like, I'm just gonna write some, because I'm working on some books, writing some more books. And so I sit there, and I was like, let me see if I can find these girls. I sent them text messages, voice messages, all 3 of them. I sent them an email, all 3. I went to WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Marco Polo, and something else, Google Duo, and like tried to reach them through all these different means. And I just started really freaking out. And so I'm like, oh my God, something happened to my daughters. I'm in a whole nother state. I'm not going home until tomorrow. We're going to have to go home right now. I can't do this. Like, I'm freaking out. And so eventually one of them texts me, my oldest texts me, Mommy, can we take one of the soaps off the rack in the basement? And I was like, are you kidding me? Where are you? What's going on? Why haven't I been able to reach any of you? And then another one, oh, Mommy, I'm so sorry. Some lame excuse. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm glad I'm hearing from you, but I don't trust. Call me right now. Nobody's calling me. And then after an hour, I'm like, I don't know why anybody's not calling me. This is totally unacceptable. I'm getting angry now. And not too long after that, my oldest calls, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, well, Mommy, there was a leak in the basement, and my cord got wet and it shorted out, and I'm scared because I gotta work on Monday, and so we were scrambling trying to go and look for a new cord for my laptop for work, and all this stuff, and I'm just like, and not one of you could have like contacted me. All of a sudden, I start hearing her voice in a weird way where it was kind of echoey and everything. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, why does she sound so like close? It's weird, but I'm not saying anything. I'm just listening to her. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't cool, Jayla. And I was like, I'm glad you're okay, but this, like, you guys got me in here like pooping up soft serve and all, because I'm like stressed and everything. And she's like, oh, and then walks in the door. All 5 of my children and my niece walks in the door in Las Vegas. And I'm like, what? Like, feeling like I'm dreaming. And my husband flew 8 of us out here. And then, so I'm like, oh my God. Like, and they got a video of me and everything where they're just, like they're laughing and everything. And they're like, we planned for everything except you're not hearing from us for 5 hours because we're on the plane and, and all. So that was, oh my God. I was just like, oh my God, this man, And so we rented a van and we drove out to LA. We were going to go to LA in October. So we drove out to LA all together, went to the beach, and we went we did Hollywood, Beverly Hills. All that is all on Santa Monica Boulevard. And we did all of it. And it was just, and then we went to a place called Kitchen 24. If you ever go to LA, go to Kitchen 24 and get some food. My goodness. And I'm not easily impressed because I cook. Okay. In fact, I cooks. So the food there, oh my God, it was so good. But we had a wonderful time and I got cussed out. So look, it was so interesting. When we first got here, there in LA, we're driving around. My middle daughter, she says, LA, she said, when I think of LA, I think of LA as a pretentious New York. And she said, it's something about the fact that they have nicer weather all year that just makes them like jerks. She was like, I think for us, in the New York metro area, the cold like humbles us or something, because these people just act stupid for no good reason. It was like right on cue. This guy rides by on his bike and he's hollering about the Illuminati and like really just going off. And it's like, and she's like, see? And I'm like, what the heck? And so we get to the beach and I'm standing off to the side with Jonathan. And this is Mr. Joshua. But I'm standing off to the side with Jonathan and by ourselves. And I had my what is the thing? Not a official mask, because I don't wear an official mask. I wear a hold on, let me see. Get this thing. I wear it's like, it was for my hair, or it is for my hair, but it's this like this piece of fabric. I put it around my neck and just pull it up. And so I put that I had that around my neck just in case we went into a building or something and I could just pull it up because it's all masks everywhere. And so I'm standing there with my little one. We're just standing there on the curb and there's a lot of people. A lot more people do wear masks everywhere in California, but not everybody. And because there's like, I feel like when you're outside, you're in the great outdoors, unless you're in a space where you're all scrunched up. I don't really see the point in wearing a mask in that kind of situation, because like I was literally nowhere near anyone. So this man, except my son, this man, old man, walks by. he walks by, and then he comes and stands like kind of backtracks, comes by me, and he says, you really should put that mask on, or you should put a mask on. And I just was like, Treese, ignore him. And so I just like turned my head because I was just like, I'm not doing this. And he's like, don't ignore me. Don't ignore me. And then he said, you're an, he called me, he said, you're an a-hole and an MFer. And I just looked at him and I was like, your mama. He was like, and I'm just looking at this guy like, and he's like still talking, and he comes closer to me, totally invading my space, pulls down his mask to tell me again that I'm an a-hole and an MFer because I'm not wearing a mask outside and not standing near anybody, and I'm like, you need to back up. And he, like is like going off or whatever. And I was like, back up from me. And there was some guys like over a bit. They had their dogs and they were looking like, so the guy was a little old white man, and these guys with the dogs were black, and they were just kind of like, because Jermaine and them are across the street, they don't know what's going on at all. I'm there with my little baby, and it's just like, and I like barked at him basically and was like, look, back up from me, because I was like, I had a cup of somebody's drink in my hand that had ice and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna throw this in this man's face, and if he like if he jumps, I'm jumping too. In fact, I'm gonna jump first. And like, I'm like, my God. So I don't know what made him walk away. Maybe those guys, I don't know. But he walked away finally. And so I was just like, Lord. But I was laughing about it because I was like, wow, like one, his calling me names was just like he could have said, you're a building. I know I'm not a building. Like, I'm like, okay, but it just amazes me how like people online, especially, that was the first time something like that has ever happened to me, that I can remember. Well, definitely during this whole time. Um, um, my daughter was joking with me about it. My oldest, when I told all of them what happened, they were like, what? And everything. And my daughter was like, so now you're going to wear your mask everywhere you go. And I said, everywhere. And I was like, I'm convinced now. Like, I just needed him. I said, the moment he called me an a-hole and then topped it off with the MFer, it was like, bing, I need to wear a mask. I need to wear a mask at all times. I need to like do everything in a mask. My God, like I didn't realize this. Like, I was like, I'm so convinced now, and we were just laughing and, going too far with that and everything, having fun with it. But it's just like, I don't know. People are absolutely insane, and like railing about whatever. And I'm like, you're really not going to change anybody's minds, like, especially not like that, So that was an interesting situation. But we had a really good time besides him, and or in spite of him. It was, whatever. But it was just, I don't know. It was nice. One thing that kind of surprised me, when I think of like Hollywood and I think of the Walk of Fame, I think of like glamour, glitz, and it is so not. So not. There was homeless people laying in the street and everything. Yes, baby. Oh, okay. You'll get some. Don't mess with that. But I should like go soon because he is, I don't know. Like they want to eat. My husband is coming back with some food for everybody so that we can get ready to go and head back home. And yeah, but I'm really touched with all of the love, and it's been nice. My husband, he got them 2 rooms. Like they're on another floor though, and so it's been nice. It's been really nice, and I'm praying that I get this and that I can be okay with accepting and receiving and not because I'm okay with the giving part. I'm real good at that part, And it just seems stupid because I'm like, what is this? Like, is this? I don't feel like it's a false sense of humility. I think it's a feeling. I think it's a thing of worthlessness, like feeling like I'm not worth all this. Like, oh God, no, you don't have to do that for me, And I mean, frankly, who else is my husband going to do this for? And if he tried, I'd be like, So it's all insane. But I'm telling myself I have to be patient with myself and not trip and just accept, So and I don't know. It's pretty amazing to see like because I was like, man, like this is like a lot. This is like some serious love here. And because my husband, there's so many different things I could tell you that I don't have time for, but my husband this is not like a strong suit, like the planning and all that kind of stuff, but like he totally rocked this, and I'm just touched and floored. So I'm gonna go, and as always, I thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And I hope all is well with you. And I'm gonna get myself together so we can head on back home and see what other adventures await us, because My husband, he does like gamble a little bit, and he always wins. He won enough money to more than cover this entire trip. So he's like, I'm gonna tell you the dates and you're gonna block off some more time. We going somewhere else. I'm like, okay. So yeah. So I again pray all is well with you. Thanks for watching. Bye.